Triggers, they have a very important purpose in our spiritual growth and healing journey. That is, a trigger always reveals our vulnerabilities. And if you can start recognizing what a trigger is trying to show to you and not fight with it and not get tangled up with it, you will be able to heal yourself really, really quickly. A trigger will accelerate your spiritual healing process, really. So let me share with you how this works, right? So you'll see whenever a trigger comes, you will feel unpleasant because you are going to experience all sorts of negative emotions, all sorts of, energies coming up into the surface, which does not feel nice, right? You're going to experience disharmony, basically, right? Now, whenever we experience disharmony, our defensiveness, defense mechanism kicks in because our mind, our body does not want to experience disharmony. So it feels that, this is something unwanted and we are going to push it. We are going to resist it. So immediately resistance comes in. So you will notice when a trigger comes in, you will try to, and it's the same for me, okay, we will usually try to push it away, try to fight the trigger. It may take the shape of, fighting with the person who got us triggered, or fighting with ourselves if it was our own thought which triggered us, or trying to battle the situations which has been the cause of our trigger. Triggers can come from your own mind, other people, or through situations, right? But it's essentially us trying to fight and resist the situation which triggered us because we do not want to experience the disharmony. But what happens is whenever we do not bring our awareness to the disharmony that has been raised, has been brought up to the surface, we miss the important opportunity of looking and discovering our own vulnerabilities. And we miss the purpose of the trigger. And that is when the trigger has to come back again and again through various circumstances and situations, and you go through a repeating cycle, which is what I call an experiential loop in my programs and courses where I talk about these things, right? Now, what do you do about it? How are you going to make use of a trigger as a stepping stone to accelerate your healing process? Because that's exactly what the trigger wants you to do. The trigger does not want to hurt you. The trigger does not want to halt your healing process or cause you damage or disharmony. It actually wants you to use it as a stepping stone to accelerate your healing process. So how do you do that? It's very simple. First, you have to understand what the trigger is showing to you. That is your own vulnerability. Whenever we get triggered, it is a part of our vulnerability, something which we do not want to look at about ourselves because we have got either limiting beliefs or false assumptions, or we are holding on to untruths about ourselves in certain areas, which leads to a vulnerability, right? A weak spot in our armor, let's say. So whenever a trigger comes, it reveals to us our vulnerability, and we are like, we don't want to look at our weakness because it hurts, right? And in doing that, we never get to see our weak spot, our vulnerability. And if we do not know where is our vulnerability, how on earth are we going to heal it? Think about it. Think about it. Think about, like, uh, a pin or a pinprick, okay? A trigger is very much like a pinprick. Let's say you have a pin, which is a blunt pin. It does not have a very sharp edge, but it has an edge, okay? And let's say you have a wounded part on your skin, okay? Now if I take the pin and push it against, let's say, a part of the skin where you are not wounded, there is nothing going on, you're completely healed and fantastic, you are not going to experience much discomfort because it's a blunt pin. But if I push it against the part of the skin where there is an infection or there is something going on, you're going to experience tremendous discomfort even with that blunt pin. Now when it happens, when the discomfort has been raised, if you feel that, it is the pin's fault or it is the person who pushed it, then what's going to happen is we are going to miss the opportunities of finding out and discovering our own wounded area. Now, what does this do to us? It means that we are not going to be able to take care of our wounded area and heal it, work on healing it. That means time and again when something will brush against that part of our skin, we are going to feel triggered. Now, is it the fault of the trigger? No. Right? It is our own fault where we are not being able to look into our own vulnerabilities which are raised by our triggers. That is what is going on, right? Now that you understand the importance of a trigger and how the trigger raises our vulnerabilities, now the question becomes, okay, how do I heal it then? Okay, before you heal it, you must first discover your vulnerability at your core. This is the next process. That is, whenever a trigger comes and it reveals all sorts of negative emotions, it's going to overwhelm you at first because it's going to raise all sorts of negativity. Okay, when you're in the muck of it, you cannot heal yourself. You cannot even look at the core vulnerability because your mind is going through so much defensiveness. It's reacting, it's trying to push, it's trying to stabilize the situation. So do not even attempt to heal because it won't work. What you need to do is when a trigger has come, is you need to center yourself first. You need to meditate, you need to ground, you need to center yourself and go back into your inner sanctuary and experience that center, that calm, the peace, and be in that place so that the pond which has been, you know, muddied up by the mud can settle again. Then you can work with the pond again. So calm yourself down, center yourself, balance your energies, and once you feel more or less balanced and centered, then comes the next part. This is the active healing part. But it cannot happen if you are not centered enough because you can't work with a murky lake or pond, right? So what you do once you're centered enough is bring your awareness to the pain, the hurt, the disharmony that has been raised by the trigger. Not fight with it. For example, you're hurting in your skin. Do not fight with it. Rather, bring your awareness to it directly. All right? The trigger will make it even easier for you to bring your awareness to it because that is the trigger's job. It brings up the pain. That is the job of the pen, right? So the trigger has done its job. You have centered yourself. The third part is bring your awareness to the pain, bring your awareness to the hurts while being in that centered place. Very important that you be centered while doing this process. Otherwise, it does not work. Bring your awareness to what hurts, what feels affected, why these emotions are coming up, what is going on where it hurts the most. Just bring your awareness. Do not think about it. Do not try to solve the situation. Do not try to resolve it anyway. Just bring your awareness. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Be with the pain. Be with the hurt. Be with the energy. The moment you can start being with the energy, you will be able to see all the defensiveness that is going on, which is just not wanting to look at it. And it's okay if that is happening. Keep looking at it, and soon enough it will happen. You'll start to discover the core vulnerability, where you got hurt the most. It will be revealed to you. You do not have to, again, repeating this, you do not have to intellectually find out why I got hurt, blah, blah, blah. No. Look at the pain. The pain is the reality of the situation. Emotional pain, whatever you're experiencing, look at it. That pain itself will reveal everything that needs to be revealed. And that will be real. It will not be intellectual. It will be real, energetic. Okay? Once you will be able to see where it really hurts the most, and when the core of it has been brought to the surface, which will be brought to the surface, a certain sense of relief will come, a certain sense of healing will come, a certain sense of, joy and bliss will take over. It will be, slow, but it will happen. Why will it happen? It's because That was the very purpose of the trigger. The trigger wanted to show to you, look where you are damaged. Once you have seen it, the job is done. The circuit is complete. Now you are going to experience happiness and relief. You are not going to feel triggered anymore. You are going to be rather grateful that that experience happened. It might feel absolutely unusual at the moment because that is not how our experience with triggers feel like, but this is exactly what will happen. You are going to start feeling extremely grateful that this experience happened because it led to discovering your vulnerability, which will bring you joy. Once you discover your vulnerability, you will experience joy because you will know, wow, look what I found out about myself. And once you have found out something about yourself, it's an empowering situation. So the trigger, which appeared to be dark, insidious, negative, fearsome, suddenly has brought forth a certain blossoming of your own being. And it will be a joyful experience. And the whole darkness and the disharmony and the fearful situation of the trigger will start vanishing right before your eyes. It will happen. This is the power of active healing. Active healing is simple, but sometimes can be overwhelming, but it is still simple. It is all about recognizing the simple truths of wizard consciousness. These are not just truths of wizard consciousness, these are universal truths. These truths are every experience that happens to you by purpose. There are no accidents. Every experience serves you, no matter what you call negative or positive. They are essentially all serving you because they are like waves in an ocean. You are like the surfer. Your job is to just surf. And if you can stay calm and centered and relaxed, you are in the best position to transmute your experiences. Healing is transmuting your experiences, right? And that's what we are doing. When a triggersome experience comes, you stay in your zone, in your center, and you transmute it. And you will heal it. And this is how you are going to be able to use every triggering moment to your advantage. Because that is what they are for. They are for your spiritual healing and spiritual growth acceleration, right? So I hope you have found what I've shared in this video helpful. Let me know in the comments if some experiences are going on where you feel triggered and how you have been dealing with them. What are your challenges with your triggers? Let me know, right? And I have something that I want to share with you, which can help you massively in your spiritual growth journey, is that I am also writing newsletters, which are pretty long. I handcraft them. I share my wisdom and downloads in those newsletters on wizard consciousness and the spiritual growth journey. If you want to receive my own newsletters in your inbox, just sign up for them for free. Here in the description, you'll find a link and sign up for my Wizard Consciousness newsletters and you'll receive them right in your inbox, right? And if you are somebody who has been watching my videos and want to work with me one-on-one, then I am currently offering private one-on-one coaching sessions, spiritual coaching sessions. These are 60 minutes in duration, usually, where I will get to address your challenges directly over a video call. You'll get to share with me your challenges that you're experiencing in your spiritual awakening journey with me, and I'll be able to help you and guide you with them so that you can live a magical life, right? So if you want to have a session with me, if you want to book a session, just send me an email in my email ID. It will be in the description of this video. Send me an inquiry and I'll let you know how to book a session with me, right? If you have enjoyed this video, do give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and share this video with your friends. And I'll see you again soon. Have fun.